What's up everyone, and welcome back to the Bold and the Beautiful 24 official channel. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button today. Let's get started. Luna gives will fake pregnancy proof, says these 6 stunning words. The Bold and the Beautiful reveals that Luna Nozawa may provide Will Spencer with 6 stunning words and fake pregnancy evidence. Will's world will get turned upside down in more ways than one, so let's talk about the curveballs Luna will deliver. Naturally, the first shocker will come when Luna reveals she's alive. Will currently believes Luna's threat is over and that no one has to worry about her ever again, but he's quite wrong about that. Things are going to change when Luna finally lets Will know she survived. Will might grab his phone and threaten to call the cops right off the bat, but Luna may stop him in his tracks. That's when Luna could deliver even more jaw-dropping revelations. Luna may confess to being the masked mystery woman in Will's bed and insist it changed both of their lives forever. Will may initially be in denial, but Luna's admission may jog his memory. This could be a game-changer when it comes to Will's attempt to recall what really happened. Luna did remove her mask in the end, but she tried her best to conceal her face once she did. Even so, Will might finally have a clearer flashback once he realizes Luna's face is the one he's been trying to remember. Will might even think back to the woman at the bar who kept passing him drinks all night and realize it was Luna in disguise. Once Will accepts that Luna is alive and that she took him to bed, Luna could hit him with her biggest shocker yet. That brings us to those 6 stunning words that Luna may utter when she hands over the fake pregnancy results. Our special night created a miracle. Obviously, B&B fans are aware of the horrible night, which thankfully did not result in a bun in Luna's oven. Even so, Luna hinted about faking the pregnancy results now that she's taken a negative test. It's clear that Luna will have to make some updates to her plan, but she seems determined to roll with it and give Will some faux baby evidence. According to the Bold and the Beautiful, Luna will do whatever it takes to deliver a lot of wild information, but she will need to make some sneaky moves to accomplish this. Luna Nozawa had always been someone who refused to yield to the impossible, and in her perspective, Will Spencer embodied both a forbidden allure and a crucial opportunity for survival. Therefore, when she finally confronted him after weeks of lurking in the shadows and whispered, "I'm alive," she took pleasure in observing the pallor of his face, the tension in his jaw, and the way his fingers gripped his phone as if a single call could invoke justice to drag her back into obscurity. However, before he could even press the number, she surged forward with the intensity of someone who had inherited her grandmother Sheila's flair for drama, knocking the phone from his grasp and locking her gaze with his in a manner that thickened the atmosphere between them. She warned him not to dare, not yet, for there were truths he had yet to learn, truths that would alter everything. As Will recoiled, caught between indignation and a morbid curiosity, Luna revealed that she was not merely alive. She was the masked woman who had shared his bed that fateful night, the same night he had consumed glass after glass of potent liquor, the same night his recollections were a haze of fragrance, laughter, and murmured promises. Despite Will vehemently shaking his head and muttering, "No, no, that's not possible," the pieces of the puzzle began to align in his mind, flashes of her voice muddled by alcohol, the outline of her face partially concealed by silk, the shadowy figure at the bar who had pressed drink after drink into his hands. And when Luna finally leaned in close enough for her breath to brush against his cheek and whispered, "It was me, Will, it was always me," the dam within his mind broke, and he recalled her not merely the silhouette but the visage beneath the mask that she had momentarily unveiled, the secret smile she believed he had forgotten. Will felt his stomach churn under the burden of recognition, horror, and guilt. Yet, Luna was far from finished. She had returned not only to reclaim her position in his life, but also to bind him to her eternally with a narrative too compelling to resist. Thus, she extracted a crisp envelope from her purse, sliding it across the table like a gambler presenting the winning card. With a mischievous grin, she proclaimed 6 words that she knew would reverberate through Will's body like an earthquake. "Our special night created a miracle." A phrase crafted to dismantle his certainty, instill doubt in his mind, and compel him to question whether the darkness of that night had left something indelible in its wake. As Will's trembling fingers retrieved the folded paper and his eyes scanned the falsified pregnancy test results, his heart raced, sweat beaded at his temples, and his chest tightened with the crushing realization that Luna might be speaking the truth, that he could have fathered a child with a woman he believed to be deceased, a woman who had already inflicted upon him countless nightmares. Although a part of him deep down screamed that it was not real, that it could not be, the evidence in his grasp and the venom in Luna's voice rendered denial impossible, leaving him stuttering and shattered. Meanwhile, Luna, reveling in the chaos she had instigated, articulated her plan in soft, velvety tones, asserting that this baby, her baby, their baby, would guarantee she would never return to prison, that Bill Spencer would never permit the mother of his grandchild to languish behind bars, and as she painted a vision of future family gatherings, while playing with his child on the beach, Luna, who had found redemption through motherhood, reclined with a victorious sparkle in her eye, believing she had secured her position not only in Will's life but also within the entire Spencer empire. However, what Luna failed to recognize was that her convincing act had stirred the darkest aspects of Will, who felt his anger simmering beneath his fear, his sense of violation intertwining with the overwhelming burden of responsibility. Although he yearned to shout at her, to hurl the papers in her direction and label her a liar, a part of him remained paralyzed, terrified that if she was truthful, if there truly was a baby, his life had just been inscribed in indelible ink. The brilliance of Luna's scheme resided in that fragment of uncertainty, the juncture where fear transformed into leverage, and leverage morphed into power. Yet, the tempest was merely commencing, for Luna's fabricated miracle would send ripples outward like a stone cast into the Forrester pond, and soon everyone Sheila, Lee, Ridge, Brooke, Taylor, and even Bill Spencer himself would feel the impact, their alliances tested, their loyalties scrutinized, their sanity strained. When Luna vowed that she was not merely wishing or praying for a future with Will but was actively creating it, she was sincere, and she was determined to fulfill that promise by any means necessary, regardless of who might be harmed, what truths needed to be concealed, or how much blood would need to be shed in the process. Luna had learned from the best, from Sheila, that in Los Angeles, survival hinged not on morality but on manipulation. Deception, coupled with an unwavering determination to win at any cost, prompted her to lean forward, lightly brushing her fingers against Will's quivering hands, thereby sealing the falsehood with a mere touch. She then whispered that he faced a pivotal choice, either to accept her, embrace their child and welcome the future she was constructing, or to risk everything by opposing her. As Will's expression crumpled under the unbearable burden of her words, the lens of fate focused intently on the quaking paper, the fabricated proof of a life that was non-existent. The reverberations of Luna's 6 remarkable words, "Our special night," created a miracle echoed throughout the city, resembling a ticking time bomb poised to explode in ways that no one on the bold and the beautiful could yet foresee.